it's Shawnee. Welcome back. I'm in the office today. I've already started my makeup. I put on the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop concealer in the shade Golden Honey as an eyeshadow primer. And I have a couple of palettes to choose from. I have the Nomad Air that they came out with. Was it like last summer? I don't even know. I have these two Ultimate Edit palettes from NYX. This is the Ultimate Queen, and this is Warm Neutrals. I keep all three of these in my desk drawer. And then I also have my Viseart Neutral Matte palette as well. So I think I'm just gonna combine various things, see what I come up with. And I'm gonna, why do I always roll over my shoes? Oh, okay. All right. So, hi. I'm exhausted and I'm stressed, and those typically go together. Let me know how you manage your stress, or like what happens to you when you get stressed. I tend to lose my mind. Um, I'll like spiral like it's an Olympic sport. I'll often like start doing a lot of like negative body image self-talk. I will either be sobbing or like hiding under the covers, or a combination, two birds, one stone. Yeah, yeah. And then the stress will make me exhausted. The exhaustion will make me stressed. Yeah. And of course, the combination of stress and exhaustion is particularly not healthy for me because it leads to not great things. Um, so trying to remedy that. Yeah. So send up prayers, thoughts, good vibes, make a sacrifice to the gods, please and thanks. Let me know what happens to you though when you're super stressed. Okay, so I did that. Just gonna blend this out a little bit more. This is a Terra Moons brush. It's just kind of like a flat paddle brush. Or is it? No, it's not. Oh, it has a little bit of a whatever that's called. What's that called? I don't know. You know what I mean. So I was reading the news, as I do. Which one do I want to use? This is pretty, but I think I might want to keep it fairly neutral. I like the shimmers in here. I think I kind of want to use that shimmer. That is See the World. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so there has been an increase in like people stealing packages off of people's doors. I've always hated this. It makes me so angry. There was once where someone like I think stole my Sephora package, and I was like, I hope they use the makeup and their entire face falls off. So yes, I send bad juju their way when somebody does something like that, because all bets are off. You stole from me. But apparently last year, 19 million packages were stolen. That's a lot. Like, and it totaled to like $13.4 billion in, lost packages in terms of um calculating how much was lost. And so I was watching this video. I was reading this news story and it had a video. I always love that. And it was in Philly. And basically, you see this FedEx guy um, deliver this package to someone's front door. Like he puts it on the mat, at their front door, and there's a doorbell camera. And before he even gets to his car, you see or his truck, you see two men. They pull up, two different cars, they pull up, kind of like front to back, like right in front of each other and behind each other, whatever. Two men jump out of the car and go running to the porch. One like hops over the hedge, and one just takes a different route. And so the guy which one was it? The guy who doesn't jump over the hedge, he grabs the package. The other one the hedge guy picks up a huge flower pot because it looks like they're about to fight. So he's holding up the flower pot, like ready to bop this other guy in the head. And I don't know what happens, but they both run. Home dude is still holding the flower pot. They both run, get into their separate cars, and drive off. And the um, FedEx dude is just like standing there. Man, there was another one where what's up with FedEx? FedEx, I don't know. But the guy just bops up, he puts the thing on the doorstep, and somebody runs up behind him, and he's like, "Oh." And the guy like picks up the package and runs. Home dude had barely put it down on the ground. And so you see this in the doorbell camera. And so the homeowner opens the door, and the FedEx guy is like, he just came in and took it. People are so bold-faced, so bold. Like he hadn't even put it down barely. And this person just comes out of nowhere and is like, "Thanks, my guy. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that from you." It's gotten to the point of ridiculous. I just hate that. Like, you can't even order something and have it like placed at your doorstep because somebody might come over and take it. It makes me think of, remember that story I told about Eve, the what is it called? The doorbell camera thing that is in like pre-production, where if you come up to the door and they don't know who you are, then you could get pelted with a paintball, or you can get, what was it, like pepper sprayed or something. Like, now I for real want one of them. Like, we all need to get one because obviously these porch pirates do not care. You don't know what's in that package. It could be something real important, but it also sounds like a lot of police departments are putting like trackers and stuff in packages, trying to just do, like trying to catch people, because that's just ridiculous. So bold. So bold. This is so, I feel like I can barely see it. I'll put something on top. 'Cause I feel like I can barely see the shade. It could be my eyes. I do need to go in for my eye exam. Okay, so it's between these two. I feel like this one might show up better, but I don't feel like being that bright. So I'm just gonna go with this one. Find your wings. I feel like that's showing up a bit better. Now, there's this other story of this guy. It kind of spans New Jersey and Florida, because Florida always has to be included. So there's this 20-year-old guy. His name is, what's his name? Edward Kang. So one day, Edward spends a lot of time playing RPGs, role-playing games, right? So you connect with people online who are also playing the game. Everybody's really into it. One day, Edward tells his mom that um, he's gonna go on a quick little vacay to visit a friend. Now, Edward is 20, so it's like, go about your business, Edward, do what you need to do. So Edward flies to Florida. He's heading to Jacksonville, Florida. And Edward wasn't necessarily going with the best of intentions. So Edward goes to Florida. He goes to a hardware store and he purchases a hammer. Edward then goes to the house of another player in the RPG world. No one knows how Edward got this person's address. He breaks into the house at 2 a.m. Actually, for some reason, the door was unlocked. I don't know why they had their door unlocked, but I get it just seems like he just opens the door and walks right on in. And a young man around the same age comes out of his room, and Edward takes the hammer and like bangs him on the head, hit him on the head with the hammer. And the guy's dad comes out and restrains Edward while they get the police there. I don't know what happened in that game to make Edward so upset. I don't know. I don't know. That just seems like a lot. Like, I don't know the price of, a flight from New Jersey to Florida. I'm guessing it's not too much. But it's got to be a couple $100 unless like Southwest was having a sale. And so the police come and they arrest Edward. And Edward told them that the victim, who's alive, the victim was a bad person online. They're just a bad person. No like explanation as to why or how he's decided this, just that Home Dude is a bad person. We don't know if it's because he maybe won a game that Edward really wanted to win, or maybe he was like, talking mess, like, I'm gonna beat you in this game, blah, blah, blah. We don't know. But Edward decided to take it upon himself to go ahead and teach this guy a lesson, I guess. So while he's getting arrested, Edward is like, well, how much jail time do you get for breaking and entering and assault? And right now he is being charged with second degree, like armed burglary or attempted second degree murder and armed burglary. But isn't that like attempted first degree? Because he flew from a totally different place. He then went to a hardware store and bought a hammer and then went to the victim's house. That sounds like first degree, right? Because he had plan and intent. Well, maybe he just attempted to hurt him, maybe. I don't know. But this is why I always say these kids need to go ahead and read a book. Like, this is unacceptable, Edward. Like, how did he even, like, what? What? How? Why not just like do anything but this? Can you block other people on like the RPG? You can block other people, right? Like, or this sounds real premeditated. Because also, how did you get the guy's address? Like, this sounds like he really and truly planned it. So you're telling me that he just wanted to go over there, bop the guy on the head with a hammer, and just go back home? This sounds like first degree to me. First degree attempted. It really sounds like first degree to me. I don't know how that would be second degree. Of course, this is based on no law experience, but from what I've seen on like SVU and true crime things, to me, it seems like it's first degree. He ain't gonna be playing no RPGs anymore. Not up in prison. You gonna end up in there. I just feel like, you know what? His frontal lobe has not finished developing, right? He's got another 5 or 6 years before that's really like formed. So we know that, that's the area that kind of controls sense, um, like controls like impulsivity. I don't know. This was stupid. This was a stupid decision. This was a stupid decision. Amber, you about to go to jail. You he should take a plea deal. He should take a plea deal. I wonder if his mom is gonna pay for his legal representation. So I would be like, listen, you made this bed. I think you're gonna have to lay in it and get real comfy and cozy, sweetheart. Does Edward have a job? What are you doing, Edward? Do you go to school? Do you do anything? Obviously, you've got some sort of computer skill because you figured out where this man lives. So use that for good, not for idiocy. You want to hear about another idiot? This one is in Iowa. I almost went to grad school in Iowa. I think it was down to, I think it was between Iowa and Missouri that I was deciding. Yeah. Anyway, so I was gonna end up in the Midwest, whether I liked it or not. Anyway, so in Iowa, there's an 18-year-old. Okay, again, brain hasn't developed, but old enough to know better. So Samaya, beautiful name, Samaya Thomas, she all of a sudden calls the police and she's like, my ex-boyfriend is coming over and he's like angry and he's threatening me, threatening to hurt me. And she's like, we were together for 2 years. I'm pregnant with his baby. Like, I need someone to come and just like get him before he does something incredibly stupid and harmful. So the police pop up and they get there as the dude, the alleged ex-boyfriend is like going up to Samaya's door and they arrest him real fast and quick. And he was at the police station for about, I think, 2, almost 3 hours. Here's his story. His story is that he and Samaya met on a dating app and they had been exchanging messages for about a week. And they decided that they were going to go ahead and go on a date. So he was going to her house. Don't do that. Meet them in a public place. Okay. Um, and he was going to her house thinking, we're about to go on a date. And so the police believe him because he's got the messages. He shows them on his phone. This is me and homegirl talking and planning for a date today. I haven't known her for 2 years. I don't know who she's pregnant by, but it's not me because I'm meeting her for the first time. So they let him go. And they're like, Samaya, like, ¿qué pasó? And she's like, well, I got cold feet. I didn't want to go on the date. And she's like, I knew if I didn't come up with like a story, then you guys wouldn't come. You know how it's always like, who do you blame in these situations? Do you blame the parent at all? I feel like For some reason, in Sumaya's case, I don't even know. I wouldn't want to be associated with either of these fools. Like, cause you making it look like I'm a bad parent. Like I didn't give you no sense. Like that's the thing that didn't develop in the womb, sense and sensibility. So now she is facing two misdemeanors of like falsifying a police report. All because you didn't, all because you got cold feet. How you get cold feet for a date? That's just, I don't want to go anymore. Like, just don't answer, like, ghost him. Don't answer the text. Just like, do what all intelligent people do and just ghost them. Okay? That's what we do these days. Stop replying, block him, all that jazz. Do all that. I wonder if she was just like on the app, like just talking big and bold, like, yeah, come over here and get some. And he comes over and she's like, just kidding, gonna get you arrested. Oh my God, he is probably traumatized. Okay? He is probably, imagine, like, everybody has a terrible, like, online dating story. Imagine his. Like, you win, but you win. Your story beats them all. Well, maybe not, but as far as I've heard. I would be so pissed. Like, Samaya, you couldn't think of nothing else? You could have left. Just leave the house. Don't be there. Take a quick Uber up to Starbucks and just sit there for a moment. Actually, go to Dunkin'. Just like sit there for a moment. If you really don't want to tell this man that you don't want to go on this date anymore, I just imagine him being all happy and like just bopping up to the front door and just like the police being like, stop, hands up. I'm trying to think. I feel like we can decide between stupid and impulsive, maybe. No, I'm trying to figure out if I think both Edward and Sumaya are stupid. I think Sumaya is like Sumaya called the police and you made this man out to be like a danger. Like he was about to get charged with like, I don't know, attempted battery or something. Like I feel like she involved people that didn't need to be involved. Edward was just an idiot. Is there a difference? I feel like there's a difference between idiot and stupid. I don't know why, because I don't feel like Edward was stupid because he planned all of this, right? So, but he's an idiot for going through with it. And then I feel like Sumaya is just stupid. I don't know. Is there a difference? How do you differentiate between idiot and stupid? And should we throw in there like dumbass, foolish? Like, how do you think there's a difference? There, to me, there might not be a difference, too much of a difference in definition, but I just feel different about the words, right? Like, girl, you stupid. That's how I feel about Samaya. And Edward, I'm like, oh, you are an idiot. I don't know. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. I really don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start the face. Um, Now I have another story that was in Osaka, Japan. Osaka City. So that's in the western part of Japan. This woman is being charged or really prosecuted for breaking the law. And basically, it's that she did not have a license to operate this certain vehicle. So the authorities are sending, oh, this is the Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum from Danessa Myricks. Um, she's under, they're thinking of prosecuting her for, I wrote it down, violating the Road Traffic Act for allegedly riding an electric suitcase on a sidewalk without a license. Apparently, electric suitcases are in the same category as like small motorcycles. So you need a special license to operate one. But they're also not allowed on like public roads because I guess they don't meet the standards for like brakes, like having, to stop the suitcase or blinkers. Here's the thing. First of all, I didn't know something like this existed because I'm over here like being happy about those suitcases that have like the 360 wheels. You can move it like this and this and this. I'm glad for that. Okay. I'm glad about that. I'm like, but yes, but there are electric suitcases that you could ride. They go up to 8 miles an hour. Mind blown. Mind blown. Okay, since I'm on that next kick, I'm gonna go ahead and with the next Can't Stop, Won't Stop full coverage foundation. This is in the shade Cocoa. I remember when this first came out, and I was like so excited. It was the foundation I wore for like an entire summer. Um, I probably need to do some kind of like drugstore makeup video. Because I tend to use mid-range stuff, but I do like some drugstore stuff. Don't get it twisted. Okay, trying to get some of it out. There we go. So, reading this story, I was like, let me do some research. I really want to find out. Now, homegirl, she's in her 30s. They didn't give her name, but she didn't know a license was required. I'm like, me neither, girl. I had no idea. I guess she must have thought like I don't know if she was actually going to the airport if she was just like not over here trying to call no kind of Uber. I don't have a car. I'm not about to take public transit. I'm gonna go ahead and get on this scooter. It might take, or I'm sorry, this suitcase. It might take me a minute because I can only go 8 miles an hour, but I'm gonna get to where I got to go. So I went ahead and I looked it up because I'm like, tell me more. I'm intrigued. And apparently, oh, did I bring any concealer besides that janky one? Yeah, okay. So I went ahead and looked it up because I also wanted to know, is this just for light-weighted people? Is it just for like real skinny people that don't weigh much? Like where is the weight limit? That was my first question. The weight limit is 260 pounds. I'm like, what kind of suitcase is this? Like, I might be tempted. I might be tempted to. Can you go to the grocery store with it? Because then you could just pack the groceries in the suitcase. Y'all, this is ingenious. Like, also, when you're running late for your flight, you would just hop on it and just be like, I'm also like, who pulled her over? Who pulled, and how? And how? But I think she was on the side. Was she in the street or was she on the sidewalk? Because if she was in the street, then no, ma'am, no, okay, no, that's not okay. But if she was on the sidewalk, I don't think she's breaking the law. And see, it's different from, like, how you have the little kitties be having those suitcases where they can sit on the suitcase and the parent can pull them along. No, this isn't like it's, I guess, like battery operated. I don't know if you plug it in to, you know, charge it. I don't know. But I forgot how much did they say you could fit in it? Because I was writing all this down. Like, do I need to get one of these? I didn't write it down. Because it kind of seemed like you could get a good amount of stuff in there. Man. And then, so I was like, I don't believe this mess. I don't know about this. But then I saw this video of this older man riding around on his electric suitcase in the airport. Like, I didn't see this in person, but I was looking at the reviews. I was looking at the reviews. Home dude is riding around the airport. This is, who came up with this? This is so innovative. I wish that I'd be coming up with smart stuff. I So I'm guessing if you're in the airport, you don't need a license, right? But maybe if you're out in the street, you do. Because you know how sometimes they change terminals and stuff, and you gotta walk all the way, you get all like hot and sweaty and stuff. Like, and then you can have your own seat at the gate because a lot of times people just be taking up all the space and you don't know where to sit. If you're going on like a real quick trip, okay, you could put everything in there. Yo. And sometimes you come out of the airport and for the ride share section, sometimes you gotta walk a little while. Man, I'm on her side. I'm on her side. I feel like she didn't do it on purpose for me. She thought this was a good idea. And I hope that she like wins. I hope, yeah, because she didn't do this on purpose. She didn't break the law on purpose on this one. I wonder what they did. Did Were they just like, okay, ma'am, go on home with your suitcase? Um, did she get arrested? No, I don't know. I'm with her on this. Like, I don't know that I would have known that I needed a license. Like, is that in the operating manual, that you have to read before you like start doing stuff with whatever it is that you bought? Like, was it in there? Who knew that it was similar to a what's a small motorcycle, first of all? That was the first thing I wondered. What's a small? Like in size? I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you think. Do you have one of those electric suitcases? Tell us about it. Are you gonna buy one? I looked one up and it's called Modo Bag, MODOBAG. That's the one that has the highest weight of 260. Listen, when I tell you ingenious. I'm just thinking of so many ways to use this. So here's the finished look. Yeah, that's it. I hope that some of this was helpful, and I also hope that you're continuing to take care of yourself. I would love if you like the video, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.